Hello family and friends, welcome back to the channel. We talked about passports and my job and so forth, and what we're going to start talking about now is why Albania. And a lot of it is going to be cost of living. We're not going there just because of cost of living. The beautiful castles there, the culture is fantastic. Location, location, location. Easy to get to Greece, Macedonia, Italy, so the location is critical. But let's go over some things that are taking place here. Currently, as most of you know, I live just outside of Fort Worth, Texas. I love it. The only thing that's really expensive, at least for me, is your home taxes. Your real estate taxes are quite high. They have no state tax, so they're going to get their money from you somehow. So let's go over, if everything's paid for, what it's taken me to live here, okay? The only thing, I did talk about credit cards. The only credit card I do have is a Discover card. And what I do is anytime it reaches $400, I make a payment. So sometimes I'm paying 2 payments a month. The reason I'm doing that, for airline miles. So I am saving those airline miles. Got about $970 worth of points, which is pretty good. Counts towards our flights, I'll take it. But let's go over home insurance and taxes on this house. This little house that we downsized to. So homeowners insurance and the real estate taxes for this house, on my escrow account, I'm paying $720 a month, not a year. $720 a month just for home insurance and taxes. Car insurance, I'm only paying $135 for both cars. Well, because I drive cheap cars. They're very functional. They do the job good, but they're not special. They're not Camaros or Mustangs, but $135. So just in taxes and insurance, just for the cars in the house, I'm paying a total of $835 per month. Okay. And like I said, that's just taxes and insurance. My electrical bill this month was $150. I got a really good deal on the electric because I got put in a brand new system, American Standard, when we first moved here in 2020. And I locked in a really good rate for 2 years on my electric. I know there's a lot of states out there in California, you don't get to pick your electric provider. They do that here in Texas, so they're competing with each other for your business. Trying to be all right. My water and trash bill was $150 this month. That's up a little bit because I do have a sprinkler system for outside, but it's been so hot here this summer that the lawn still doesn't look good. But at least it doesn't look like the lunar landscape, okay? So then my natural gas bill was $30. And so cheap because at this time of year I'm just using it for a water heater and the stove, and that's it. And they still charge me $30. So grand total for the utilities was $330. So for the house, $1,165 this year. Notice I didn't talk about cell phones, clothing. You want to eat, right? So just for that, that's assuming you have no car payments, your home is paid for, and I'm still paying $1,165 a month. Not counting anything else, okay? And that's what makes it difficult. Now, the average Social Security retirement, you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes, so please forgive me. The average Social Security check at age 62 right now is $1,247. Remember, we're paying out, everything's paid for. Just taxes, insurance, and a couple utilities, $1,165 a month. At 62, I'll get a check for $1,247. At 65, if I wait till 65, the average check is $1,544. So if you wait 3 years, you get $3 more $100. I understand why people would do that. I'm just looking at just for me. How many good years do you have till God calls you back home? You don't know. I don't know. When I say good years, I can still walk. In Albania, they got castles everywhere, beautiful. Where do they build castles? On top of hills. I still want to be able to walk up there and check it out. That's what I talk about, having good years. Okay. So let's switch over to the Albania side. I realize there's other things besides cost of living. Okay. You can double check. You can Google this. You can look this up. Okay. In Albania, on average, okay, this is Toronto, the capital. The capital's the most expensive. If you get just a studio apartment, I know a lot of people are not going to want a studio. Let's just say you do. Average for a studio apartment, furnished, $150 to $250 a month. Want me to repeat that for you? $150 to $250 a month. A 1-bedroom in the city center. Now there is differences. I want to be city center or darn close because I like walkability, and we're going to touch on that. But a one-bedroom apartment, city center, which is about what April and I are going to do. Average, could be a little more, could be a little less, $364 a month. A one-bedroom outside city center, $222 on average per month. Three-bedroom apartment, if you're going to have kids with you, about $612 city center. Utilities over there, all together, okay, water, electric, everything together, averages about $80 a month. All right. So now cost of living is critical. And when people go, hey, those prices could change. Yeah, how you like to change is going here. I have a family member. I'm not going to say who it is because I didn't ask permission. I don't want to insult nobody. In California, they just rented, and it took them a while to find it, a two-bedroom apartment. Two-bedroom apartment. Not a penthouse, not on the beach. $3,000 a month for a two-bedroom apartment. That's in California. When you retire, you really got to start to look at stuff. And like I discussed in the first video, one of my greatest fears of retirement, I don't want to just plop in a chair and die. I want to be able to take April out and see a lot of things. Albania is one of the countries, is there any utopia out there? No, I'm not claiming there is. We're still looking hard at Southeast Asia. April and I are actually kicking around the idea of the first 2 years maybe, Albania for 1 year, go to South Pacific for another year, come back to Albania. That is, home ownership for me has always been great. It's been great for me. The only thing is it's an anchor. So will I buy overseas? No. That's just personal opinion. One, because you got different laws in different countries, which I'm unfamiliar with. And two, it's an anchor. And at this stage of my life, I don't want an anchor. I don't want to fix nothing no more. I want to rent a place, hand the keys back to the owner when I'm done, and then either live in a different city in Albania or live outside of Albania. So at that stage of my life, we're going to be renting. This will be the last house that we own. That's just what we choose to do. Some people choose to own. I've heard horror stories. Here's one for you, real quick. In Albania, most of the rental properties you can't find online. It's by word of mouth. Okay, you can find some online, but they're going to jack up the price a little bit. Okay, so there's this guy, and a beautiful place. And talked to the landlord and showed the pictures, and everything's gorgeous. And you don't want to really rent long term just on pictures, though. But he did, and so he gets there, and the pictures were correct. It was absolutely beautiful. It was also on the second floor, right over a karaoke bar. I shouldn't laugh. But all night long, bum, 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 bum. The guy's trying to sleep, so that's funny. So when we go over there, we're going to stay in a hotel at first, and then you can get a real estate agent, shop around, look around, take your time before you rent. Take your time. So we're going to do that. The currency they use over there is called the lek, L-E-K, and there's roughly 100 lek to $1, roughly. Okay. It's a cash-based society. Some of the bigger hotel chains you can use debit cards or credit cards, but cash is king there. Okay. The only other time you can use your cards is ATM machines. ATM machines will be everywhere. The other thing good I like about Albania, and it's just one of the many things, I can open up a bank account there. Many nations, if you're not a citizen, you cannot open a bank account there. Many nations. So it's another plus. There are other countries that do as well, but Albania is one of them. But I wanted to touch base with you, showing that even if you got everything paid in your house, you're bleeding money. Like I said, taxes, insurance, and utilities. This month, I spent $1,165. And that's not including food, clothing, fixing something, some breaks. But it's not just cost of living, it's standard of living. The culture over there is beautiful. Location. We can travel just by using bus systems. Flying once you're over there, because everything's more compact in Europe, is a heck of a lot cheaper. So I wanted to touch base with you guys on this. I hope you're doing well. My next video, we're going to probably talk about the elephant in the room. I'll surprise you with that. But I'm guessing some of you might be wondering about it, but I'll let you know. Anyways, take care. Remember, I love you guys. All right, bye-bye.